Olivia Tess, happy Easter. Happy Easter. I'm starting a few minutes before 9 this morning. So we can gather, we can get in our seats, we can get our coffee, we can get our tea before Msgr Torgerson joins us. Welcome to Sunday Paper Live. I hope everybody's awake. I'm kind of awake. I've got my wisdom cup, my cup of wisdom. Can you see it? I wanted to say good morning and happy Easter. Cakes, ma'am, good. That sounds really good. Cynthia Johnson, happy Easter and good morning. Whitaker, good morning. Lauren Geiger, good morning. Hi from Vermont. Love the Shrivers and the Kennedys. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lauren. I appreciate that. I love Vermont. It's so beautiful. I went there when I was little quite a bit to get some maple syrup. So thank you so much. Kim Daniels, happy Easter. Happy Easter to you too, Kim. Paisley Doxy, happy Easter. MMS 0306, happy Easter. Sage Valkyrie, hi, Mom, she says. Oh, that's not me, but maybe she's saying hi to her mom. So that's good. I like that. Maybe we're all connected here on this Sunday morning, on Easter morning. So I want to say good morning. Holly. Hi, Holly. Holly, happy Easter. Holly and I used to work together when I was First Lady of California, which feels kind of like a lifetime ago and feels like yesterday because I find myself still working for the state of California, which is a blessing and a privilege. So good morning to all of you. This is Sunday Paper Live, and I'm Maria Shriver. Maybe you know that because you're here. And hopefully you subscribe to the Sunday Paper, which is our free weekly newsletter designed to inspire your heart and your mind and move humanity forward. That's what's in the byline. That's what's in the tagline. That is the mission. The mission of the Sunday Paper is to inspire your heart and your mind, move humanity forward, create a more caring, compassionate, collaborative, and loving world. That's what the Sunday Paper tries to do every Sunday. That's what it tries to do on its digital platform every day. Raise you up, help you to rise, seeks to inspire your heart and your mind. They're two different things, and you have to inspire both. So that's what the Sunday Paper's mission is. And hi, Ann Martin. Massage. Wow. You're probably not being able to do what you do, Ann Martin. So I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're okay. So many people in every industry, 17 million people filing for unemployment, but people in the beauty industry who can't open their hair salons, their massage salons like you, or go to do massages, Ann. So thinking of you, Jennifer. Hi from Canada. Hi from Canada. Hi, Jennifer. Hi from Canada. So anyway, the Sunday Paper, it's a labor of love. It's a passion project, and I hope many of you get it or read it or inspired by it or share it with your friends. And the quote under the picture today, we quote every Sunday somebody or something before we put forth the writers who share their views. The quote is from Pope Francis, and it says, "Take care of the now for the sake of tomorrow." Take care of the now for the sake of tomorrow. And that is really what I want to talk about, is the now, today. I would like us all to gather and focus on this moment at this time today. And that's why I've invited my pastor, Msgr Torgerson. He is the Msgr, the pastor of St. Monica's Church here in Los Angeles, where I live and where I go to church. And it's a large community. It's a very tight-knit community of parishioners, of people who work in the community, and he is at the center of it. We are his flock, and he is at the center of it. And every Sunday he preaches and he gives an inspiring sermon that moves me and gets me through the week, gets me through the day. And so I thought he would come on and hopefully get us through this difficult time. So now Patrick is not here, so I'm going to have to figure out how to do this myself. Monsignor. There's Monsignor, and he's Mass. So I want to make sure that we get him in and out. There he is, Monsignor. Happy Easter, Monsignor.
You, Maria.
Thank you so much. I recognize right behind you, you're already at church, and I know you have a 9:30 Mass.
I do.
So I want to thank you for joining us. This is a larger congregation here this morning. And I wanted you to talk a little bit, Monsignor, about the message you're going to be giving today on Easter Sunday.
I think you took the message from Pope Francis in your call this morning, Maria, and I'm doing the same. I'm taking his message, which is the message of consolation. He's telling us to be people who console folks, who care for folks, who do their best to reach out to people today. I think this Easter is a very difficult Easter, as you described in your column this morning, Maria, very difficult for so many of us. Yeah. But the thing that we can do, the thing that will, I think, change this day, a thing that will enrich our lives, is if we can just be people of consolation, if we can go out and be tender to people, be caring to people, especially those that are really struggling, either financially or because of their illness or because of the people around them. So I'm taking the same message that you took from our Holy Father Francis today.
Monsignor, so many people go, okay, well, I can console somebody or I can be kind, but that feels small. It doesn't feel significant enough when I see what these healthcare workers are doing round the clock. I feel small on this day.
But Maria, you're right. They're doing so much more than we're doing right now. There's no question about that. But Maria, we're all called to do different things in our life. We all have different vocations. Yeah. We all have ways in which we reach out to people. You're reaching out to people in one way, I'm trying to do it in another. So Maria, I think we're called today to just be the person that we are, the people we know, the folks around us, just to do our best to reach out to them, to tell them that Christ is risen, or whatever you believe, that today is a day of some kind of renewal, and that we want to do our best to help each other. I think that's at the heart of Easter Sunday 2020.
So Monsignor, when I write in the Sunday paper about resurrection, about rising, about rebirth, but I find so many of my fellow citizens are struggling with their faith. They played by the rules, they did everything right, and now they're watching their lifetime of savings go down the drain. They're watching their dreams crumble. They're watching their kids not be able to go to school, have to come home from college. They're worried. They're lining up in food lines across this country. And I find them, and even in my own family this week, struggling with like, what God are you doing? What is happening here? Why are you behaving this way? I'm struggling with my faith. I find a lot of people saying, myself included.
I understand that, Maria. And the gospel that we believe in, Maria, is the gospel that says our God is a God of love. And so I cannot believe that our God would do anything to punish us, to inflict this pain on us, to do something like this. I think our God is a God of love. Our God is a God of compassion. Our God is a God who walks with us. So Maria, we're in this. So my view is we've got to take this opportunity and to try to bring God into our lives so that he can walk with us, that he can help us, that he can make us better people as a result of it. I don't believe that God inflicted this on us in any way, Maria, because that's not our God. We know that. We know that from Scripture. We know that from tradition. We know it from our own experience of life.
Monsignor, how do you keep your faith strong? You are ministering really 24/7. And I say this because you're my pastor and I see it. I see you get up every day. I see you tend to the dying all the time, to the sick, to the lonely, to all of us who come to you looking for inspiration. And I know that's a heavy load. And so how do you raise yourself up? How do you get through it on a personal level?
Maria, it's difficult. These are tough times. And, I am trying to be that for people. I'm not so sure that I always do it, Maria, but I try to do that. But two things that really strike me at this moment. First of all, I've got to make sure that every morning I spend some little time in my relationship with God. I've got to take even if it's a few minutes, like centering prayer, just taking a few moments and breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, saying some word, Christ is risen, Christ is risen, something that will center me as I begin my day. Otherwise, I'm off on negative thinking and stuff that goes on, people that are at me. So to start the day with that. Secondly, Maria, I think we have to be around people who will help us. Good friends that are also trying to do their best to follow Christ, who will encourage us, who will help us to become better people. So I think it's our own prayer and being around people that will help us in this journey. I don't know any other way, Maria.
You know, we've spoken a lot over the years, and one thing that I always found a little bit encouraging was that when Mother Teresa, now Saint Teresa of Calcutta, when her diaries came out, she talked a lot about struggling with her faith. She talked about being in dark places. And I say that because there are many people today who are struggling with their faith, who are in dark places. And I've been there, right? I think many of us have been in dark places. And I mention that because there's a way to come out and have a brighter today, so to speak, a better now. What do you counsel people who are in a dark place on this Sunday, who feel anything but celebratory, who feel anything but like rising?
Maria, I think the person that you mentioned, Mother Teresa, is a great example, because she said in her testimony that she didn't have any feeling for God. She was dry. She was dark. Prayer was a prayer that was oftentimes just empty. But Maria, she'd get up from that prayer every day and turn right around and go out into the streets of Calcutta or wherever she was and make a difference. So I think that's the secret. The secret isn't just feeling. The secret is turning around and then doing something each day that makes a difference. I just want to show you our church today, Maria, if I could. One person, I get all kinds of people.
Oh, wow.
I have all kinds of people that come up to me, Maria, and say, can I do something? Can I help you? Well, this person didn't say, what can I do? She just did it. She went out, she bought these beautiful Easter lilies. We placed them in our church today, and we're going to take them after Mass tonight, this first part of the week, and we're going to take them to people who are serving our community. Just a small little token of an expression of our love and our care for people, Maria, who are doing so much for us. That's, I think, the secret. The secret isn't what we feel. The secret is that we get out of ourselves and we try our best to reach out, especially in these times. It's what we talked about in the very beginning of this interview, Maria. It's a time to console people. It's a time to help people. That's where we find, I think, our energy, and that's where you find your energy. I know that, Maria. I know you.
And Monsignor, that is so beautiful. I'm so glad, because we can't go to church today. And I normally am in my leggings when I do these interviews, but I dressed up today because it is Easter Sunday, and I'm going to go to Mass virtually with you. So how can people join you, Monsignor, at 9:30 at Mass?
STMonica, STMONICA, one word, STMonica.net/Mass.
Okay, let's repeat that, because I know you're hurt. It's ST as in Saint, STMonica, STMonica.net/Mass. And Monsignor is starting at 9:30, right after this, Saint, STMonica.net/Mass. And you'll be able to hear Monsignor. That is so beautiful that, because when we all talk about these, I try to mention that staying at home is an act of service. I like to remind myself that every day, because it makes me feel better about staying at home. This is an act of service. And that woman who came to decorate the church, nobody would have seen that, right? I mean, nobody's coming to church.
But Maria, that's the issue. She's feeling good today. I know she's feeling good today, Maria, because she did something to reach out to help other people. And I think that's very important for us in our journey during these days of Easter.
Yes, not to worry about what other people are doing, not to compare yourself. Look at the beautiful church, St. Monica's. That is my parish, but it's everybody's parish, and Monsignor will be ministering from there today. And this parishioner, I don't know if you can say her name.
I'm not, because she asked me not to.
Oh, okay. She asked you not to, which is an even more incredible thing that people do these acts of service anonymously. In the Sunday paper, we talked about once a day, the once a day service challenge.
That was it.
Yeah, and that it can be, coming on an Instagram live because your parishioner asks you once a day. It can be picking up a phone. It can be dropping off some Easter cake. It be calling, sending a text to somebody to wish them a happy Easter. These are all ways of being of service to our fellow human being. What is your hope coming out of this, Monsignor? So many people say to me, like, who do you think will be when this is over?
Well, Maria, I'm not trying to diminish the pain, because there's a lot of pain. A lot of people are really in the throes of this. People are frozen, actually, oftentimes in fear right now. So I don't want to diminish it. But Maria, I just believe with all my heart that one of the things that I hope will happen is that we will see that we're not just about ourselves. We're about the other. It's not an I, it's a we.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that we're growing to see. And I think we need that, Maria. The world needs that. We need to be a we, not an I. And I think, with our families, with the people we love, treasuring these things more, not taking for granted, Maria. I mean, I took so much for granted. I just went on my merry way. We can't do that, Maria. We've got to live this moment, the now that you described. We've got to relish these moments, appreciate these moments, Maria, and then to do our best to be a we, to go out and to do the things that we're trying to do in small ways right now.
Are you motivated today? Are you inspired today? Do you feel hopeful today on Easter Sunday?
Maria, it breaks my heart, to be honest with you, to preach to an empty church. I mean, you and I both, I need people. We need people. We need to be together. So that it breaks my heart, Maria, but I also know that we've got so many people on live stream. Thank God we've done that for years, that will connect with us, in communion with us today. So yes, I am. I'm hopeful, Maria, that on this day especially we'll have a chance to see the good of all of this, not just the struggle.
Well, Monsignor, I want to thank you. I know I told you you'd be in and out, and I know you need to go and get ready and collect yourself to preach.
You helped
say mass for all of us who are going to join you, and you continue to do such incredible work. So if you feel like you can support St. Monica's, it ministers to the poor in many communities throughout Los Angeles and also in Nairobi as well. We have many sister parishes in the Los Angeles area that depend on our parishioners, and I know you also raise money online to continue your work, which is extraordinary. So everybody that we've had on here, whether it's on the Sunday paper live, whether it's on Home Together that I'm doing with Patrick, they're all out ministering, as you say, in their own way. And they're dependent upon us so that they can help us. And so I like to always say, just finally, Monsignor, last Sunday, Pastor Max Lucado was on here and he talked about a spoonful of hope that we can all offer to another. What's your spoonful of hope for us this morning?
I think my spoonful of hope this morning, Maria, is to console, to be people of consolation. If we can console each other, if we can support each other, there will be great hope in our world today. I love you, Maria, and thank you.
Thank you, Monsignor. I'm going to let you go. So Monsignor is going to go. I'm going to just remove Monsignor. Okay. There's Msgr Lloyd Torgerson, who is my pastor. He's the pastor of everybody in Los Angeles, in a way, I think. The church is St. Monica's. If you ever get to Los Angeles, California, please go check out St. Monica's and please join him. He's going to be saying Mass at 9:30 this morning. And he gave you the link. I think a couple of people mentioned it here. That's Saint monica.net/mass. And I will be joining him with whoever of my children are going to join also from their respective homes. And he always does a beautiful mass. He always gives an incredible sermon. And I liked what he said. We can each be people of consolation, regardless of your faith, regardless if you go to church or not, regardless if you believe or not. We can each be individuals of consolation. And I love that. We each have the ability to console another person. We can even console ourselves. Let us not forget ourselves. And finally, I just wanted to read. I have a reading that I read every morning. Meditations, different books, but different meditations. And I also just meditate. I think what he talked about is having some practice of centering prayer, meditation, that's important. He mentioned centering prayer, which was started by a very famous priest named Father Thomas Keating, who passed away within the last year. He started this centering prayer movement. You can find that also online, which centers you, and it brings you kind of to yourself, to whatever you may call God. People find it in nature, and I know many people are struggling with their faith, struggling with their tomorrow, struggling, wondering where the money to live is going to come from. I mentioned that I saw the food lines across our country, and they were heartbreaking. They are heartbreaking. So those of us who can help should be doing so, whether we're supporting the World Central Kitchen, whether we're supporting our local food banks, whether we're supporting Feeding America, whatever we can do, those of us who can should be doing. And all of us can, because it costs no money at all to be people of consolation. So I just wanted to read this. Ironically, on this day, the reading is, make yourself a blessing to someone. Your kind smile or the pat on the back just might pull someone back from the edge. Someone will be helped today by our kindness. Compassionate attention assures others that they do matter and that every one of us needs that reassurance occasionally, or maybe every day. I love that. Someone will be helped today by our kindness. Make yourself a blessing to someone. Your kind smile or pat on the back just might pull someone back from the edge. So I love that. I know there are a lot of people on the edge, and you who are listening today might just be the person that takes them from being on the edge to back into the center. Each one of us can be a person of consolation. Each person here listening today can actually pull someone off the edge, back from the edge. And also check in on those people that you perceive to be so strong and who don't need anything. They might be on the edge. You might think they need nothing, but maybe they just need someone to check in on them as well. So I'm going to let you all go off to Mass, let you all go off to brunch, whether you're going to brunch virtually. And don't discount that either. I did I attended, I should say, a Zoom funeral yesterday. And I had no idea what that would be like. And it was, as I wrote in the Sunday paper today, weirdly comforting. And I felt like I was a part of something. I felt like I was connected. And so it was a first experience for me. I hope not to do it again, but it made me feel something. So if you can't go to church today and you do normally go to church, find it online. If you can't go to brunch today with your family, FaceTime them, connect with them through technology. Thank you, Steve Jobs, that we all have this ability right now to connect through technology. If this had happened 10, 15 years ago, we would not be able to be doing what we're doing now. So there are all kinds of things to be grateful for. I know there are all kinds of things to be stressed about. I think there are all kinds of things to be anxious about, scared about. but there are all kinds of things that we can find that we can be grateful for. My hot coffee, I always talk about, I pick a cup, different cups every day. This one says wisdom. I needed some wisdom today, but actually it turns out I didn't, because Msgr brought it. He brought it. Alyssa Fernandez, I see you on here a lot, and I just want to say that I see you. I see you on here a lot. And so thank you for joining the Sunday Paper Live. Thank you for joining my son, Patrick, and we do those home together conversations every weekday, and he does the Rookie on the Vet on Saturdays. And so many of you have said that you find them helpful, hopeful, enjoying, you enjoy them. And so I want to thank you for that. We do too. We do too. And so it gives me a way of connecting to people, and it gives me a sense of belonging. So I hope you also feel like you belong here. Suzanne Todd, love you and everything you do. Suzanne Todd is a friend of mine, just sent me a book on Dorothy Day, one of my heroes. And she sent it to me just because, for no reason whatsoever. It just arrived because Suzanne Todd is a kind human being, thoughtful. She saw the book and thought of me and thought I would like it. And she was right. So don't forget your once a day service. It can be that. It can be the call. It can be Happy Easter on here. And it can be seeing a book online and thinking, wow, somebody I know might like that book. And that's what Suzanne Todd did. She sent me a book. You can follow her on Instagram. She's a really successful producer, but that's not why she's my friend. She's my friend because she cares about me. There you go. And that's why we're all here, right? To care about each other. And once a day, double crochet. Thank you for saying you like the once a day service challenge that the Sunday Paper is doing. And I really like that everybody loves the Sunday Paper. As I say, it's really such a passion project, and I love it. Happy Easter, Maria. I loved your book, I've Been Thinking. Thank you so much. And maybe you, the I've Been Thinking journal might help you get through this period of time so that you can look back. I'm a big believer in journaling. And Patrick Whalen, thank you very much. I've seen your name in here several times. So I want you people to know, this community, that I see you. I see your names. Sometimes it's moving so quickly and I don't have my glasses, so I can't respond, but I don't have my son here today. So I'm co-anchoring here with all of you. How about that? Oh, I like that concept. I'm co-anchoring with all the people who are putting messages up here today. And there are thousands of you putting messages up here today about the Sunday Paper, about Easter, about being in this community. So we're all co-anchoring today. So my fellow journalists, may you go out today and be those who console. May you bring the message of kindness, the message of love that is universal, regardless of what faith you were brought up in, whether you're an atheist, whether you're a person in the Catholic religion like myself, whether you're in a dark spot or not. You can be a person of confidence. That was my brother Timothy calling, for the sake of tomorrow. And for those of you who are feeling lonely or in a dark place, I get it. I've been there, and it'll get better. So if you feel like you're on the edge, stay in this community. This is a good community, and we're here to wrap our arms around you. I wrote in the column today about rising. Try to visualize yourself rising above your fears, rising above your anxiety, rising above everything you think could go wrong this week. Just close your eyes for a minute and try to rise above it. I also saw Rabbi later on here, who's incredible. Rabbi has incredible congregation here, has been on the Sunday, writes for the Sunday Paper, has given us really incredibly inspiring messages. a lot. So I wanted to shout him out. He was here. I don't know if he's here and he's gone. We had Jack Kornfeld on here, incredible Buddhist teacher. I've tried to bring people on of all different faiths. I think that's really important because we're all one, and different faiths, no faiths, different writers, different preachers, and we're all preachers. Remember that. We're all people who can console. We all have a pulpit. Every single person on here has a message. Can I share what meditation books you read? Well, this is called Each Day, A New Beginning. It's from Hazelton. I read a daily gratitude book. I pick up all kinds of different books that I have here. I pick up, I have Anne Morrow Lindbergh's books, and I pick them up and just open them up. I find a page that I just read, and then I focus on it. And so they're not specific meditation books, although this one is. It's called Each Day, A New Beginning. At Hazelton, they have a lot of books for children of alcoholics, children of addicts, and they're just really good meditation books. I also read Melanie Beatty. It's called Letting Go. It's actually, you can put it online too. It's an app. I read that this morning. So there's a lot, all 12-step books. You're right, double crochet. All 12-step books work, whether you're in the program or not. We're all in a way in the program. We're all having to take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. For many people, it's 1 minute at a time. When things fall apart, she said she's enjoying reading it. I talked about that maybe another Sunday ago. So thank you all. I'm going to go to Mass. I got to go to Mass right now. It starts in 2 minutes. So I hope you'll join me at stmonica.net/Mass. And I hope you get the Sunday paper. You can sign up for it at mariashriver.com. It's free. And I hope it inspires you. God bless you, and happy Easter.